First Sip Studios, we'll fuck with your kink.
Welcome back to the Jojitorium. Well, remember too, whenever we found the German Scheiser porn. Let's not lie to each other. You're in twerk classes over there. That's what
That's all it is.
The fitness class.
Working on them TikTok videos you like so much.
Dead face.
Got right in front of you.
Welcome back to the Jojitorium. You know who it is. It's Adam. It's Matt. We're decaying with the boys. And just so you know, we also couldn't cut weight, and we dropped out of our fight with Logan Paul. Craft beer nerds are picky. They don't settle for anything less than the best in current beer gear culture. And that's where First Sip Brewbox comes in to save the day. The dynamic duo at First Sip put together some of the best packages of glassware, snacks, hangover cures, clothing, and so much more to get for a single craft beer enthusiast or even your entire office. Head over to firstsipbrewbox.com to check out their mailing options, check out the store, and even sign up for their mailing list. Just make sure you tell them that the boys sent you. Welcome back. Today we are joined by not only one of our favorite guests of all time, but one of our favorite people of all time, Mr. Dennis Guy of First Sip Studios and First Sip Brewbox. Dennis, thank you for coming in today. We appreciate you. You are busy. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys both for having me. This has been on my list to jump on here, have some more conversations. And honestly, I just really miss the both of you.
We missed you too, buddy.
As my wife would say, because I wasn't supposed to drink at all this week, that I conveniently planned this as a loophole. I'm like, well, you should work on your small print.
Yeah, that's right.
It's almost the end of the week. It's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, by the time the listeners hear this, it's Sunday, so it's the new week anyway.
Yeah, you were fine. It's a whole new business week, right?
That's true.
As long as you drink in front of a microphone, it's Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we call the Doc Brown effect here in the Jojitorium.
And that's how wormholes work.
Exactly. Rick and Morty.
The Doc Brown effect hits me the next morning.
Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty.
Dennis, we have a lot of things here to dig into because you and your wife have just been on just burning a path right now, and I can't wait to dive into that. But I have to remind you, before we have a silly goose time, that you are locked in battle. All right? You are locked in battle with the likes of the Pittsburgh Beer Douche, Hello Brutiful, Fifth Season Brewing, Tortured Souls, and many others to come. Because the best guest of the year wins an award at the end of the year bash with the boys, and we call them the Maddies or whatever we're going to call them. We'll figure it out. But you're fighting for supremacy.
Many worthy adversaries.
I have a theory of that's why Dennis wanted to come on. He wants to get his hat in the race.
Yeah, I think so too. And honestly, you were a champion in the first season of our show. So I fear for the other people who have been on here so far.
I hope they brought their A game.
They tried. Let's see how they stack up, though.
I think the Beer Douche and Hello Brutiful, that's some serious competition right there.
Especially with the TikTok game from Beer Douche lately. It's
Oh,
been,
man. And that mustache?
that one TikTok.
That one that we wiped off the planet last week.
Does he still have the thick boy mustache?
Oh, yeah. Thick boy mustache, and then he wears tank tops now.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
he really is trying,
Guns out.
He's trying to jump on your
I mean,
train.
yeah, he can try to keep up with you on the podcasting, but you're going to have to keep up with him on the arms. His
Yeah,
biceps
bro.
were bulging.
I'm looking at you, man, and those aren't douchey enough.
I do agree with that. They're definitely not douchey enough.
Douche got the buys and the tries,
He
man.
does. He does.
Some stiff competition.
Stiff, but not insurmountable. I have faith in you.
I got this.
Okay. So we are in round one. Adam went out and procured some amazing beers for everyone. We put that all together. Call it round one beers. What do we have?
Yeah, so not to spoil round two beers, but this week we will be featuring 412 Brewing.
412 for life.
Love those guys.
Brewed in McKees Rocks, served on the North Shore on Western Avenue. And for the first beer today, we have Green Candlesticks, which is their, it's on the border of a session hazy IPA. It's coming in at 5.5%, and one of my personal favorites down there. Especially for a lighter IPA.
Yeah.
So this is the new version of it. It just hit taps a few days ago when you're listening to this, and it's available in cans as well. So
Damn.
get some to go, get some on draft.
It's about to be fresh.
So while you're pouring that one on, I want to remind everybody that if you grab your tickets for Barrel and Flow, do not forget that these two thick dudes are going to be in attendance pouring some of the best suds from the depths of the Jojitorium. So don't forget, August 13th, there will be 30 black-owned breweries, 150 vendors, 55 unique collab beers, 5 DJs, 7 bands, and so much more. So we hope to see you there. And Dennis will be there too.
Absolutely. Being there in the First Sip Studios capacity, recording and capturing the wonderful event. It's Barrel and Flow. We've been a part of it in some capacity since its inception, and we absolutely love everything they stand for, everything they do, and we live those values each and every day.
Absolutely. Because your business is, and I want to go back to somehow you introduced your business before. It's black-owned, woman-owned, veteran-owned.
I love it. That ASMR, baby.
I
Just
love
get
that.
in there.
It was good, and that's my very flat voice.
I remember.
Yeah, it doesn't hit as cool as Dennis's.
It
voice.
doesn't. It really
Close.
doesn't. So, while we're sipping on this beer, how about you just do your introduction? Tell us where you're from. Tell us how we can find you on your socials. Let the people know where they can link up with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Matt, for that. So one of the best ways to find out more about First Sip Brewbox and First Sip Studios is going to firstsipstudios.com. There, you will select your path. So we introduced a new website about 5 or 6 months ago. In entrepreneurial time, I don't really remember when things happen. I just know that they do. And you go right on that website, and you'll be able to choose if you want to learn more about the brew boxes or learn more about our studios. And we have all the social media is covered at First Sip Brewbox and at First Sip Studios on the Facebooks, the TikToks, the Instagrams, the Twitters, all that good fun stuff.
Absolutely. And you can find reviews of your business on craftbeer.com, Hello Subscription, the Pittsburgh Trib, My Subscription Addiction, Next Pittsburgh, Breweries in PA, and so many more.
I've just got to toss out some more that I'm really proud of. We were recently featured in Cosmo magazine, which is super dope.
Whoa.
They did 2 features for us in there. We were featured in Forbes, Esquire, and Bloomberg.
Jesus Christ, I brought Next Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
hyper
and then
local. We love Next Pittsburgh.
And then he's like, yeah, how about these national publications?
Thanks again for coming on our podcast.
Hey man, it just, the reason why I mentioned those, not so much as a humble brag, but just, we've been in business for on our way to 7 years, and all of that hustle, grind, each and every night, like reaching out to those publications, creating press releases 2-3 times a month, and just sending them out to publications all over the world. We're proud of some of the ones that we made it into.
You're way more humble than I was, because if I got into Forbes with this podcast, I'd be telling everyone to suck my dick.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, fuck the humble brag. You can just brag.
You say that now. It's just you also pay people now, and
that's
then you would
true,
be like,
yeah.
you pay me.
Yeah, well, it's true. But congratulations on all those achievements, man. They're definitely deserved. We've had the unique opportunity to watch you and Sammy grow. So this is awesome to have you on, because I feel like you're where you were aiming for. This is kind of where your pinnacle was, where your vision a couple years ago.
Right.
So before we even get, happy 1-year anniversary of Mount Oliver.
Oh, thank you guys.
Your brick and mortar that
that was scary.
You drafted that idea sitting here, I think, with us, and you talked about it, and we were like, Jesus Christ, it's going to be incredible. So you've been there for a year now.
Right.
So how has that community been treating you?
They embraced us with open arms. We were, Mount Oliver, so historically going way back in, the 50s, the 60s, Mount Oliver was prosperous. They were doing very well, to the point where they were one of the only Pittsburgh neighboring communities that denied being annexed into the city of Pittsburgh. They and you could tell they have that pride. They have, but over in the last, decade or two, they've gotten a bad rap, crime, businesses closing, but they're right at that come up. And it was important to us to be part of a community that hustles and grinds just as hard as we do. So I grew up out in New Kensington, Pennsylvania, which is one of those wonderful small towns that we all know, because it's one of those towns that represents, if you don't get out of that town, you'll be there for the rest of your life. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's one of those towns where it's really easy to get stuck into the status quo. And Mount Oliver, it has that vibrant, that community feel where, when the first couple weeks that we were there, I was walking down the street. I just looked up. I was like, man, it's about to rain. This 60, 70-year-old woman across the street just yells out, sure does, don't it, baby? I'm like, I miss that like community feeling. It feels great to be a part of a community like that. And they really helped us launch First Sip Studios. They are one of the reasons that we came up with some of our programs that we have, and they allowed us, they believed in us, to pilot there in that community that allowed us to grow as exponentially as we have in this past year.
And that's wonderful. And I was able to stop down for the block party that you had, and you could definitely tell that the community wraps its arms around anyone who has those same beliefs, and you can tell. Even the volunteer firefighters opening their doors for us, all the vendors, and then you actually had a collab beer come in. You helped assist that one to two phrase.
Yes.
That was incredible. If you want to talk about that for a second.
Absolutely. So that beer itself, oh gosh, and this is what we preach to our team, and whenever we give some of our talks all the time, is follow the breadcrumbs, right? Like, you never know what relationship is going to take you where. So just be a good person and give back more than what you ask for. And I preface this with, many years ago when we were a part of Ascender, which is a cooperative accelerator down the east end of Pittsburgh, right down not too far from Arboretum Trail, in Pittsburgh East. Like, we always talk about things aren't there anymore. So Couch Brewing. So right down the street from there. And there was this lady who sat a couple desks behind me, and we became friends. She runs Shine Registry, which is equivalent to a wedding registry, but for female and women-owned businesses. So when you start a business, you can have a registry so people can help. Like, if we're giving back to people having kids and having weddings, why aren't we doing the same for folks and starting their own small business? So she sat a couple desks behind me, and once when like 8 o'clock would hit, I would hear the desk latch open, and I'll hear the drawer slowly slide open. I would look back and be like, hey, like what? And then she would just pull out a bottle of wine and just go, hey, we're entrepreneurs. It's in the evening. We're all going to be grinding here until 2, 3 in the morning anyways. You want to have a glass of wine? And then we would, like, entrepreneurs would just start popping up out of nowhere. Just like, oh, yeah, it's that time. I'm like, whoa, I love this vibe. So fast forward about a year from that point, and she had the opportunity, since she's all about women empowerment, to work with Kweza out of Rwanda, Africa. And she put on a virtual event to help raise money to get that brewery started. This was years ago. And she said, hey, Dennis, you guys do a lot in the beer industry with First Sip Brew Box. Do you mind like creating content and then sharing it to drive folks to attend this so maybe they could donate to this brewery, the first craft brewery in Rwanda, Africa ever? And we were like, yeah, we would absolutely love to be a part of that. So then now you fast forward years into the future. Kweza was finally, they're getting the brewery built. They're getting up and running. They reach out to us over at First Sip, said, hey, remember what you guys did for us years ago? Would you be our global fulfillment partner for doing like a direct-to-consumer like storytelling box with what you guys do already, and help us spearhead this global beer collaboration using sorghum, which is an indigenous crop to Rwanda, Africa? And we were like, abso-freaking-lutely, we would love to do that. And that's kind of how that started. So those breadcrumbs, you never know by being a good person what opportunities that's going to present to you.
Yeah. And you've taken that breadcrumb ideology and the slow grind, and I'd call it a crock pot effort. It takes time to get the flavors right. And you took your efforts from First Sip Brew Box and all of the, you were doing some small pieces of production there, and you took it into a big direction with First Sip Studios. And I can only tell you that, I'm addicted to watching the content you guys put out. It is my weekly escape from what I'm doing here. So First Sip Studios is not just production.
Right.
It's much more than that.
Absolutely.
So my understanding is that you're not only reaching out for production opportunities, you're teaching classes. So can you elaborate more about how you're bringing in other people through like teaching classes, and you hire young staff and you get them acclimated? I want to know more about that.
Absolutely. Great question. So First Sip Studios is broken down to a couple different components. And how First Sip Studios came about, we were doing a ton of content internally because we reached out, got some quotes from some other production companies on getting our own video assets created a couple years ago. And the quotes we got were $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. And at that point in time, that was our entire year's marketing budget. So there's no way we can swing that. So instead, doing the crazy entrepreneurial thing, I was like, look, we can't continue to reach out and have other companies create stuff for us if it's costing us $5,000 to $15,000 a pop. So we went to the URA. We got a loan for around $45,000. Then we invested that 45 grand into all the equipment that we would need to start our own studio. And we, with the premise of, we're just going to use it to do a really, really good job at creating our own content. Then, fast forward a year or so, a lot of other organizations started reaching out to us. Hey, you guys are doing a great job for yourselves. Can you do that for us? And then Sam and I looked at each other. We're like, no, we only do it for us. Wait a second. Why can't we do it for other folks out there? That seems like another revenue generating pipeline. And then we put our heads together. And then earlier this year, so at the beginning of this year, we're almost 1 year in to First Sip Studios. And so back to your present question, Matt, after giving a little bit of that context, is First Sip Studios is broken down to a few different pillars. One being, yes, we do video production for companies. We go and we can shoot commercials. We can get stuff for their website, social media, that kind of stuff. We love those storytelling opportunities. We also have our programmatic piece, which we dubbed the SIP program. So nice. SYP, Share Your Purpose.
Whoa, that's a wonderful, that's awesome, man.
And so essentially why we came up with that, because we looked back on our journey. A lot of businesses may not have that technical expertise that we did with technology to start our own thing, but they're still faced with the tough, like, how do we shoot our own videos? How do we do that type of stuff? So we wanted to address that creative asset gap that we saw between disadvantaged businesses and their peers. So we were like, all right, let's go ahead. If we were to make a program, what would it look like? And we refined it, tweaked it, and now what we have is a wonderful product where it's a 6-month program, and that the time frame can alter based upon what organizations that we're partnering with. So it's a 6-month program. The first 30 days, we address creatively what obstacles that business is facing through photography and video storytelling. And then the next 5 months, we teach them how to leverage technology and social media and how to create their own assets organically so they don't have to worry about going to other companies. Yes, we teach them like to know when's a good time to outsource, right? If Fox comes to you and says, hey, we want to do something, that's probably not something you should do internally on your own.
Right.
So outsource that type of stuff. But our idea was, the old adage, if we teach you how to fish, you eat for a lifetime. But with small businesses, during that time that you're teaching them how to fish, they could starve to death, right? So we give them a fish early on so they can eat as we show them how to fish. Yeah. And then the last premise of First Sip Studios is our managed services component, where we actually work with not just breweries, maltsters, hopsters, hop farms out there to actually create content for social media. We can do analytics. We can do brand development. We can do business strategy, social media strategy, email marketing. So we actually cut CRM training, and we're just teaching that organization how to deploy content and how to create content internally. So we actually have 3 very strong pillars that each one of those are pretty busy right now.
Yeah, and you can tell too, the social media presence you guys have, it's gone away from the traditional like TikTok funny stuff to like, hey, this is important. Look at what we provide for you. I was looking through your business, like your upfront business offerings and portfolio on your website, and I was blown away. Because I always compare where you are now to where you were before. And I was like, man, we were doing like, these boxes, and we were trying really hard to get these products out, and it was really great for them and great for you. And now it's like you're making these huge leaps and bringing people in and showing them how to do it too. You're taking all those years of grinding and you're really fostering a whole nother level of people who are going to try to follow your path. And that led you to winning a Comcast RISE grant.
That's true.
This is an incredible achievement.
These are facts. Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. Like you and Sammy have worked so hard, and to see this be part of the culmination of those efforts is incredible. This isn't an easy thing to win. This takes time, effort, and just diligence and know-how and wherewithal. So this grant itself, I know as soon as you saw it, you're like, I got plans for this thing. And you know what? I knew you had plans for this thing, and I got to know, what are you going to do with this amazing achievement?
Absolutely. So just to back up just a tad. So always, like I said before, just doing great things and putting that stuff out there and always grinding. One, we were actually approached by a nonprofit that was tasked to help people complete their grant applications for the Comcast RISE grant. We were approached by them. They were like, hey, we don't want to just create workshops where we invite people in where we help them with the grant. What can First Sip Studios do, for free for the community, for those disadvantaged businesses? So while they're here filling out the grant, they get extra added value. So within a 2-week period, we had to figure out how to put together 6 4-hour workshops in these small neighborhoods all over the city of Pittsburgh. So we got the team together, we mapped it out, and we were able to do free headshots, product photography, social media strategy, brand consistency, business strategy, where we had multiple stations set up. And it ended up being wonderful because people can come in, and some people didn't qualify for the grant, but they didn't waste their time. They were able to get headshots. They were able to talk about their business. And some of the feedback that we got, they were like, Dennis, your team is the first team that ever came into our neighborhood and asked us about our business and gave and listened to us and provided feedback with no intention of getting anything in return. I mention this because that gave us a whole different thought process around our SIP program, because now we're able to pilot it into a workshop form as well. So part of what those funds are going to be used for is helping us deploy our program into these neighborhoods that need it more. So that way internally we can continue to build up infrastructure and continue to build our capacity to help these communities. Because on the horizon, we may be launching our program citywide through the city of Pittsburgh. And we've been working with the city of Columbus, Ohio for this past year. They want our program. So we may already be launching that in a separate state. We'll find out that here in the next month or so if we landed that RFP to actually take our program there. So we have to start now building that capacity.
Nice. And that was the question I was going to have for you. How do you I feel like you haven't outgrown Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh's in your heart.
Right.
But you clearly have the intent to go outside of the city, and that you're already reaching out to neighboring states and finding their major metropolitan areas, and you're providing them with the effort and the know-how of what you're doing. I think Columbus is just the first domino in a very quick succession. I think you're going to find yourself in major cities on the East Coast very quickly.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that.
If anybody needs help, it's Columbus. little jab against Ohio.
So
no, that's huge.
Yeah,
I'm super excited. And again, those breadcrumbs, I know I keep preaching it, but truly, you can't wait for opportunity to come knocking. I took a meeting with a gentleman that wanted to talk to me about Business for America, like getting, they're a nonpartisan nonprofit that their whole message is that our politicians need to quit worrying about things like voter reform when these small businesses all over the country, but specifically in Pennsylvania, are struggling. Like, quit worrying about that shit and worry about how we are going to help with these small businesses that make up over 90% of our economy. Took a meeting with him. I love what they stood for. They invited me on their board of directors. And then that guy I took a meeting with used to work in the mayor's office in Columbus, Ohio. We told him about our program. He connected us with the mayor's office, had multiple conversations with them, and then they realized the need that they have, that the gaps that they have. So they were like, you are right. We need to get serious about addressing these gaps for small businesses. Yeah. So essentially, they took what we do, created an RFP, which for folks out there that don't know, it's a request for a proposal, meaning when you're working with government organizations, they can't just hand out $50,000, $100,000, $150,000 projects to businesses. It's a checks and balances system. Yeah. So we helped them realize how big of a crucial gap there was. So they're able to put together an RFP. So multiple organizations are going to be trying to answer what those gaps are. But I mean, we already have a program. It's already tested. We have a curriculum built. So I don't know who else is going to be able to beat us.
Yeah. Your passion is unparalleled. I mean,
I
it's
appreciate
just
that.
the energy you give here, and just knowing you personally, this is how you carry yourself at all times. But just like hearing about how you have what we call a servant's heart. Like you want to reach out to other people and you want to help build them up and do the right thing by them. And you're right, small business makes up 90% of infrastructure and commerce. So how are we supporting them?
Right.
And you're building up from the ground. Like you're a proven track record, and needs little exposition. You have truth and facts, which is
Absolutely.
incredible to me. But then you still give back. You still give back.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, there's more. You still give back to your local community. You still reach out to those people who need the support and disenfranchised individuals who need to
Right.
be lifted up. And that's where we go into She Knows Beer. One of the first productions that you really put all your eggs into in First Sip Studios, and it's one of my favorite things to see. And if people who are listening don't know, the female demographic is woefully represented in the brewery scene, much like people of color, much like LGBTQ populations. So Dennis, you took your organization and you decided to turn the camera away from yourself and into that space, and you created She Knows Beer. So let people know how you can use that as a vehicle to uplift others.
Absolutely. Just to be clear, we were the video production. We captured the story, but the Pittsburgh Brewery Diversity Council put together She Knows Beer. We were invited to be on the board for the Pittsburgh Brewery Diversity Council, and they had this great initiative that they wanted to get going. But the council was made up, just like most boards, of people who care about the community, but what comes with that, they're hard workers and they already have their basket full. So we're all thinking, like, how can we bring our own expertise and subject matter experts to the forefront to help out these different projects? And we were like, all right, and we know this is very important because, as you said earlier, Matt, we are Black owned, veteran owned, and woman owned. So we have to. So we have to pay attention to each and every one of those pillars. Part of that is we couldn't just let She Knows Beer just go by without being captured. So we volunteered, for free and put together some short video clips, and we have it in the works to actually put together a full documentary. Where we reach out to multiple folks all across the United States to, when we continue to build up our team, we want to travel and get some of those stories told. Most recently, we put together a She Knows Beer video that we actually won a National Marketing Storytelling Award for, which we're really proud of that. Part of the Crushy Awards, which is the first craft beer centric awards for marketing companies out there.
Nice. Congrats on that.
Yeah,
I think it had to do a lot with whoever did the voiceover on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so.
It was a sultry voice.
Yeah.
Was man, I'm a little biased.
Look at this here.
Listen up, craft beer.
Yep. But
You've
for
been sleeping.
but for the folks out there that are consuming this, when did you say, Matt? On Sunday?
This will be on Sunday.
As they should
As
be
they
consuming it. Two Phrase, I want to say, Two Phrase Brewing, located in and around Bloomfield, Garfield, right outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They are the next She Knows Beer collaborators.
Nice.
So
Nice.
they will be releasing it on and around National Women's Rights to Vote Day, which is
Suffrage, the
super,
suffrage day. Yeah.
which is super important. And tying it into there, I can't say enough great things about Two Phrase. They're also woman owned as well. Really, really great people that truly care about the community. So if you're looking for a couple places to pitch your beer dollars, definitely 412 Brewing, because we're sipping some really, really good green candlesticks right now. To us colorblind folks, gray candlesticks out there. Got to pay some love. But also Two Phrase Brewing, again in and around Bloomfield, Garfield.
And
And Women's Suffrage Day, just for the listeners, is August 26th.
thank you very much, Adam. I appreciate that. Because I was going to ask you if you could find that for me.
Yep, already found it.
You guys have such great chemistry.
I
Adam was already on
Love
it.
it. I love it. But the great thing, too, about you loving us is that you do reach back out to us. And
Yes.
that goes to a global initiative that you put together, or helped put together with Hoot Design Studios. And that's for the Make Peace Not War, where you were gracious enough to reach out to Adam to allow Bash Brew to take part in that. And for any individual who wants to know what Make Peace Not War is, if you haven't listening to us, which you should be, all the money that we get donated to us, we are giving to the Ukraine. We are giving to Red Cross, and we are giving to the veterinarian Yulaguk. They are going to take care of everything from little miceies to big horsies. And we couldn't have done that without you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Because you extended a bridge to us. So we are happy to be a part of the First Sip family in that regard. So how did you come across making that happen?
I know you guys are getting tired of hearing this. Breadcrumbs.
The breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs, baby.
Man.
I think I found the title for this episode.
I think I'm getting gluten intolerant.
That's not true.
But let me drink this beer and find out.
There's gluten in beer. My man is gluten impervious.
I might be 95% gluten at this point.
Not 95 is you're being helpful to yourself.
But
I ate a piece of broccoli yesterday.
But you're hitting the gym more, man.
That's all that matters. It all evens out somehow.
Because everyone knows you can outwork a bad diet.
Exactly. Yes.
To answer your question, Matt, Hoot Design Studios is actually our artist that helped put together Big Danky. You know, so and Dankosaurus.
Put Danky right there.
Yeah. So she's been our artist for a long time now to help some of the creations that started off in conversations right here in the Jojitorium. Many drunken nights.
Yep.
And she helped really bring our vision to life. General Danky, like all of our characters. So she was sitting on the couch, and when everything was unfolding in Ukraine, when Russia invaded, she just felt helpless. Like, what can she do? And, you know, so she just started drawing and creating artwork. And she didn't just want to do something all by herself, you know, be able to donate $25, right? Like, artists sell stickers, like that kind of stuff. So she reached out to us and was like, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to start like a collaboration that can raise more than what I could do on my own. And before we knew it, like this collaboration swept 6 different countries. Yeah. Multiple breweries started taking up arms because a lot of folks wanted to do something, but they didn't know how. So we looked at some of the wonderful things that have came out before in the past that the craft beer industry really gathered around. So, you know, locally, like what we do with She Knows Beer, Black is Beautiful, the All Together beers. So the craft beer industry is known for giving back. So we decided to embrace the industry. And also Jackie, who is part of the Crushies, as well, the Craft Beer Marketing Awards and the EGC Group, which is a really powerful advertising company. We all got together, and then we actually put together a video with obviously not being able to go to Ukraine to capture footage. But we had to be able to capture that emotion and get that story across. So if you go to makepeacenotwar.com, it's the landing page. So for all the breweries out there trying to think, how can we be involved?
This is it.
You still can.
Yeah.
We're still taking enrollment for this collaboration. And not only that, we cover your hops. So we partner with a local hop farm that has hundreds of pounds of hops left that they are willing to donate to folks that are part of this collaboration. We partnered with Blue Label Designs out of Ohio that has dedicated, you know, covering the label costs. They are printing thousands of labels out for folks that want to be a part of this. So it's to subsidize some of those costs so you can still be a part of this great, great collaboration.
Beautiful labels too, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well designed, well printed,
yes.
Well delivered. Like, couldn't be more thrilled.
Yeah. And for Christmas, we're actually doing a Make Peace Not War brew box that we are sending out to then continue to raise funds.
And that's firsthitbrewbox.com, where you can get your subscriptions in right now, and you can be a part of change in the Ukraine by getting on this. And also, any brewer listening to us right now, reach out. You got to find makepeacenotwar.com and enroll yourself in this program. It's for a great cause. And who doesn't like free hops?
Yeah, free hops. Your labels are covered, and it costs you literally nothing to be a part. Because I know some organizations out there may be charging like subsidized administrative costs, charging nothing. We all donated our time for free, our production time. Jen donated her graphic design time. We donated all that, so there's no overhead costs to be a part of this collaboration.
Wonderful.
Mine is obviously making the beer. Like,
Of
come
course,
on,
yeah. But that's the fun part.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is
true.
the fun part.
So on a later side of things, you also reach out to other conventions that come through, and I saw some pictures from the furry convention lately.
Yeah.
Was it Furicon or however it's
Anthrocon.
Anthrocon. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Which honestly was a wonderful convention.
They're very welcoming, aren't they? They're very welcoming.
Yeah, and
group.
it's they have a very colored past too, because a lot of people, and this is what happens when people are different, right? If
Yeah,
you're
of course.
different and you don't follow the status quo, just like for example, when you look out like into nature, when that animal drifts away from the pack, it gets pounced on.
Yeah.
Right. So Anthrocon, I want to say they've been coming to Pittsburgh for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Before that, I don't want to name what city, but they were a part of that city, and then people started aggressively abusing them. Like people were getting jumped, drug in the alleys, getting the crap beat out of them. And once in, there's other.
I want to guess what city.
You take a stab at it.
Well, that's probably also what they did.
Yeah.
But these folks, so even I had a misconception. I and my staff, so we put together some training that we did internally because we got hired to do this event by the city of Pittsburgh. They've been loving everything that we bring to the table and hiring us through Visit Pittsburgh to cover these great conventions that come into town. And we're really grateful for that work. But even internally, we had to do research and figure out and make sure we didn't have any biases towards furries, right?
Yeah.
So we learned a lot. And because I used to think that there was a lot of sexuality tied into it. I used to think that people would want to get dressed up and then fornicate with each other.
Right.
And that's actually a micro percent. We're
Right.
talking less than 1%.
Yeah.
And again, there's no kink shame. If that's what you like, that's what you like.
Yeah.
Daddy's a fox. Whatever you want to do, man. I totally support that sexual freedom out there.
I just can you please say daddy is a fox one more time for me?
Daddy's a fox.
Oh.
And now Matt needs new pants.
Oh, God. My slacks are dirty.
Matt is an otter.
But so we did the event. We got to sit down with the founder of Anthrocon and listen in as KDKA, the Trib, the Post Gazette came in and interviewed. We were recording some of those behind the scenes. We had to listen to how humans have had an interest in animals since the dawn of time. Yeah. If you look out through human history for thousands of years, this isn't something that's new. It's been around.
Yeah.
But at the heart of it, furries are creatives. I guarantee most people don't know this. There's not any facility on this planet that mass produces these
They make
costumes.
their own costumes.
They hand design everything. Now you can partner with a company to actually make them, but they're all custom designed.
Yeah.
And these what's called full suitors.
Yeah.
Because everyone's a furry, right? Everyone's a furry.
Right.
But the ones fully covered are full suitors.
Yeah.
And those things cost $1,000 to $10,000 to $15,000.
Super
They're
expensive.
But what I thought was super cool was a lot of them, obviously, if you have a little bit more money, they actually build in military tech inside of them, meaning that
God, Iron
when
Man?
Hello.
Jarvis, pump up my tail.
Start flying.
I'm a flying squirrel, bitch.
Sassy. But so military cooling technology.
Yeah.
So they actually have a bunch of fans. Some of them are liquid cooled on the inside, which is insane. But
That's
you have to
insane.
think.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sometimes I think this past Anthrocon, it was 90 degrees.
really
and they
hot.
did a parade outside.
Yeah.
And so what really did it for me, that made me just love what this convention was all about, just seeing the full suitors and the furries walking down the street, and the kids were just happy to see them.
Yeah.
People were happy to see them. They were performing for
No
people.
Sesame Street shit here, man.
No, and
we're not disregarding anybody.
I know Bash saw a photo I posted. I found the most America furry I could. He was
With the
he
wrestling
dressed
title.
like a big mouse, right?
Yeah.
A big mouse, and he had a wrestling belt. And he was waving an American flag. I was like, this dude, I don't even, you won. You just win.
That's it.
You win.
You got it.
So I thought it was really cool, seeing those different parts of creativity being expressed differently.
Yeah.
Daddy's a biomech fox.
I'm liquid cooled for extra sexual pleasure. Yeah, but you have a whole other side of this that we have almost basically ignored at this point, but it's still a major entity in the First Sip family. First Sip Brew Box is your baby.
That's true.
So First Sip Studio, clearly your passion is deep here. How is First Sip Studios affecting how you're running First Sip Brew Box?
That's a fantastic question, Matt. And it's tough, right? Because at a certain point, we realized we were running two completely they're both storytelling companies, right? Like one tells a story through direct-to-consumer, creatively made merchandise showcasing small businesses from around North America. And the other was more visual, digital, more further of a reach. But the biggest effect that the studios has had on the brew box, we recently announced that we had to scale back some of the brew box stuff.
Yeah.
So we couldn't continue to do it every single month. So we actually scaled back to quarterly, because we were getting to the point where we were rushing designs, we were rushing what was being featured, because we were literally so crushed every single month. But now that we're doing it quarterly, we're able to spend more time and get even more really fun packed stuff into those brew boxes.
Yeah.
But part of that is, if you're a first time subscriber to First Sip, you'll get your brew box right away that month.
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
Because some people, they buy it for someone's birthday.
Right.
So they don't want to get it quarterly, right? So the first box that you order, you'll get it within that month. Boom. Well, you'll get that sent out to you, and then it will transition to quarterly if you wanted it more, after that first month. That's the biggest thing, Matt.
I think you just let it slip where the next city is, by the way. I think it's Princeton, New Jersey.
Yeah.
If we didn't just catch on that.
That's, if we
got
could
the accent already.
Yeah, you're already in there.
I don't know if I'm that good at foreshadowing. But another piece of how First Sip Studios has affected First Sip Brew Box is it helped us grow our margins a little bit more, right? Because so we used to get things for free for the most part, right? To be featured. And that's the only way a subscription box survives. Because initially we were getting at wholesale prices, which is traditional to retail, but there's a lot more logistics involved in shipping and everything. So that's not sustainable. So we were getting everything for free from breweries, from small businesses, doing a lot of our promotion. COVID hit. No one was able to do anything for free anymore. So then we had to start producing and start paying for stuff, which dropped our margins. But since First Sip Studios, now we're doing a little quid pro quo. Now we're creating assets for these small businesses that they would have had to pay for. So now you give us the goods. We give you creative assets that you need for your website, for social media.
Pro bono,
so we
baby.
give you
Yeah.
thousands of dollars worth of stuff.
Some bada bing.
Yeah, some
Gabagool.
some guap.
But and then we go on to, the support you have received, and I'm holding something I've only seen on TikTok.
Yes.
I've only seen on Instagram. I have never seen this in stores in Pennsylvania, and I'm holding something in my hands called hop water.
Yes.
A sparkling hop water crafted with what was it, adaptogens and nootropics. This is incredible.
Daddy likes.
Daddy definitely likes. You brought this to us. This is incredible. And my understanding is that this is part of the reach. This is what you've been able to do.
So part of, continuing to grow a business, you have to realize you can't do everything on your own, right? There's only so many hours in the day that you have to do things on your own. None of this would have ever happened if we didn't scale our team. This was all because of Audrey, which is one of our product development team members that we have.
This is so good. I'm sorry. This is amazing.
Yeah, so this one is the peach flavor hop water. Like you said, Matt, adaptogens, nootropics, really, really good stuff out there. So for folks out there that's wondering, what are adaptogens? So one of the specific ones that is in here is ashwagandha, which helps. A lot of people think that it increases testosterone. The jury's still out. It may increase it like a very small percent.
Hope so.
Well, it does. Ashwagandha specifically does help with testosterone if you have low testosterone. But if your body's well, definitely not Bash, or WAP over there. He's just wrapping it up, baby. But it also helps a lot with your body's ability to cope with stress, which as a dad, you definitely have.
Absolutely.
Starting or running a brewery, you definitely have.
Stress.
Oh no.
I got ashwagandha. I'm fine.
Yeah, and nootropics being, great stuff for mental clarity, and they think of them as brain vitamins.
Absolutely.
It's tasty.
Nootropics are commonly featured on like Joe Rogan's podcast that he constantly talks about with Alpha Brain. That's one of the major...
Alpha GHC.
Yeah, Alpha GHC. So then we also go on to The Plug. It's an electrolyte, the last shot of the night here.
And for all you naughty people out there, it's not what you think it is.
Right.
I guess it could be. It's a small enough bottle.
I'll find out.
I thought it was, actually, and then I was...
No, Adam, you don't do it that way. It will get lost in there.
You could butt chug this, I'm sure. But this looks like an incredible alternative to the I'm going to take a handful of ibuprofen and chug a bottle of water.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Don't take a handful of ibuprofen.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
No, definitely not.
No. I'm saying, is that what you used to do?
Oh, yeah.
Because I would do it with like a 5-hour.
I wouldn't. That hurts your liver too much.
This takes the place of all that, right? This is the thing right here that we have where it's vegan, has electrolytes, no caffeine, no added sugar. It's a superfruit with tropical taste. This is incredible.
It's really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
It tastes good. It's all plant-based, which is awesome.
Keeps you properly hydrated, tastes great. And I can see that too. I'm looking back here, and for all for you, you fitness heads, this thing is low on sugar, low on calories, low on carbs. It's a superfood. Drink before your bed. Wake up feeling refreshed. Yeah. Sounds a hell of a lot better than a handful of ibuprofen and a bottle of water that I found in my hotel room.
Oh, they charge you for those,
or
man.
5-hour energy.
That's expensive.
Dude, I opened a $15 Fiji once.
Yeah. Oh.
Wait, was that at least a big boy? Was it like a liter?
No.
Or was it the 300?
I think it was like the 300. It was like that middle.
Yeah.
I just fucked up into that.
Not that either one of them's worth it.
No.
It's just one makes me feel a little better.
It was a fancy government hotel. I didn't know it was going to be a $15 bottle.
Jesus. It's an upcharge.
And
I was like, I hate to be this person, but I need that off of this bill and onto a separate one.
Oh, yeah, the government.
It was on the government card.
Good thing you audit stuff, so they never would have caught it.
Yeah, so I knew. I was like, get off that bill.
So these wonderful sponsors help you continue on with your great efforts in First Sip Studios and First Sip Brew Box.
100%.
And you know who helps us out?
Oh, the tattoo people.
Lucky 13.
Yeah.
And all of our other sponsors.
I listened to the episodes.
Crafty Vet. Yeah. All of our sponsors help us. And if you support our sponsors and you support us, and you support us bringing some pretty cool stuff like talking to Dennis Guy from First Sip Studios and First Sip Brew Box. So we'll see you on the other side.
Plug life, baby.
Welcome back to the Jojitorium. You know who it is. It's Adam. It's Matt. And as you can see, we are all tatted up. So Adam, I have to ask you, buddy, what's the number one rule about having tattoos?
Aftercare, Matt.
That's right, Aftercare. And what's the number one company for Aftercare?
I only use Lucky 13s.
I only use Lucky 13s as well. So, and all of our fans can too. So if you go to lucky13s.com and use our promo code MATA193529, you can save 25% on your entire order because...
From the first line of your tattoo and beyond, Lucky 13s keeps you looking fresh.
Welcome back to Jojitorium. You know who it is. It's the boys. And we're brought to you by Newsly, an all-in-one super audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice.
For the first time ever, the entire web becomes listenable all in one place.
So you can browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. You can stop scrolling and start listening.
You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports to tech to business, science, Bitcoin, or even local brewery hotspots. It'll find you the latest articles and read them to you out loud.
And guess what? They even have podcasts. Explore trending podcasts from over 80 countries, and even our podcast, Decaying with the Boys, is on there too. I actually started using it as my default podcast app, and they even have digital radio.
Download and use Newsly for free now from www.newsly.me or from the link in our description. And use the promo code DECAY and receive 1 month of a free subscription.
Cheers.
Hey, Ann Barner.
Hey, Karen Beatty.
We need a promo. You know, like where we talk about what we do on our podcast.
On our Sugar-Coated Murder podcast? Like how we love to bake and talk about murder?
That's what we need to talk about.
There you go.
I think we've talked about it. Y'all find us on all your favorite listening apps.
Stay sweet,
And don't murder.
because if you kill people,
We will talk about you.
Welcome back. Hopefully you heard something that you like. Because again, when you support our sponsors, you support us. And when you support us, we bring you some pretty cool stuff. Like talking to Dennis Guy from First Sip Studios and First Sip Brew Box. So, before we jump into anything else, a little bit of self-appreciation here. We are in the running for Best of Pittsburgh 2022. And right now, you can support us for free by going in the show notes here and find the link to vote for us if you haven't already. If you have, thank you. If you haven't yet, what the hell are you waiting for? We are trying to exude dominance over the city of Pittsburgh. And the link in the show will take you directly to where you have to vote. So, don't forget to vote for us, and we love you and you're supporting us. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you guys, and tell your friends.
Seriously, all it takes isn't one email.
Couple
but
of
if you
those.
have multiple emails, that is even better.
I don't mind cheating. So
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
we are in round 2. Adam, you procured another beer from 412.
Yeah, I already
put
poured
those
mine.
together, and we call it round 2 beers. What do we have? Well, I cracked mine.
I got thirsty and already emptied mine into my glass.
My man,
We have
Phil Campbell.
another one from 412 Brewing.
I got beer on my titties.
It's one of my favorite movie
My
references
favorite
they
Pornhub
got.
category, by the way.
And it's Cheddar Goblin, their hazy IPA, coming in at 7%, I believe, 7.2%. So a bit of a bigger boy. It's definitely got a little bit more body to it. I'm enjoying my first sips already. And again, brewed in McKees Rocks, PA. But you can buy it at the tap room on Western Avenue in the North Shore. Just a slight walk from the stadiums.
Yeah, wonderful. And it's a nice, even beer.
Yes,
you
I like
think
this
with
one
the
a lot.
higher ABV, it's going to come off a little punchy, but this thing is smooth as all get out. Cheddar Goblin, I don't know. How about Cheddar Lothario?
Hey.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
My man's fancy.
Super smooth. I
It's a
really
little
like
danky.
that. Yeah. Danky,
Tropical.
danky enough to give you that bite, but it's
Oh,
super
okay.
smooth, right?
okay. I see what you're doing. Shout out to the brewmaster down there, the beer master.
Yeah, this
My
one's
man-
tasting slick.
Yeah, my man Ryan Slicker. Really great guy. Very talented. Really honed in his craft. Super focused on what he does.
Absolutely.
He was actually going to crash the party tonight, but he had a hockey game. So maybe next time.
Well, next time, you're more welcome to come on. So, speaking of hockey, there's fights in hockey, right?
Yeah,
That's true. That's
it's one of the best parts.
Yeah.
One of the best parts of hockey. That's why you always go to watch minor league games. Now, we're in for a silly goose time here, Dennis, because
like
you
it.
were so goddamn serious in the first part, which I love.
Hey, man, your questions led a very interactive, great, engaging conversation.
Cried during the break.
I cried out my pee hole.
And that's why I wanted to have you on for the second half so you can dry up a little bit and have yourself a silly goose time.
WAP, never dry.
Never dry. So, I have to ask you guys, since we are a
Daddy
combat
Fox.
sports heavy podcast, I want to see what you guys think about this.
Yeah.
Could you survive a historic combat event? Across the annals of history, we
Did you say
have
annals of history?
annals.
Genghis Khan's
Kinda
coming
like
for that
animals.
ass.
Across the annals of history,
I like it.
We've had historic bouts that have gone in between man, woman, beast,
Children.
children. Yeah,
Over children.
Well, that's the channels that you watch. But every single guy that watches one of these fights has the same idea. I could have been better than the fallen opponent. I could have stepped in there and done a better job. I could have won that fight.
Right.
So
Retrospect, right?
I have to see if you guys think the same way. So I'm going to pose these to you. A little bit of exposition on a couple of them. And I want to see what you think.
Yeah.
You have to step in for Rahman Jr. at 205 pounds against the problem child, Jake Paul. Now, don't forget, by the time you're watching this, and you've already should have known this by now, the August 6th fight was canceled because Rahman couldn't make weight and tried to have the fight changed to 215, which Dana, a.k.a. Cokehead Daddy White, decided to say that was a dickhead move because ticket sales were too low. But I digress. You have to cut your weight to 205. And-
God damn. Wait, me?
Yep.
So my stature, everything stays the same. I have to be 205.
Yeah, I
205.
think you're built kind of similarly to Ramen Jr. to be
Yeah,
honest.
you and Rahman Jr. are kind of in the same.
He's a tall man.
Yeah. There's no way I can make it 205. But in this theory,
Yeah.
right, theoretically,
Yeah. I mean, you could. How much
you'll
time do
be
you need to
tired.
cut to 205?
it depends. How often do I get to hang out with you guys?
We're getting that.
We'll train you. We'll train you.
We're gonna
I
get
can't
to the-
help but drink with you guys.
We're
and
gonna
that's
get to
where
that
my-
fight in, like,
That's where all my
2024.
carbs.
Yeah. Well, if we drink hot water,
That's true.
Well-
And we'll get our daily dose of vitamin C at 120%.
Yeah, and you get your potassium levels up too, that we won't bruise
Right.
as much.
That is true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't bruise. I don't get hit.
I
I'm just.
Ducking and dodging.
I can tell you now.
Yeah.
I can go in at my current weight and not beat him. I cannot do a better job in this fight.
No, I think Ramen Jr. is a stellar athlete, and it sucks that I'm
Right.
not going to see him knock the shit out of Jake Paul.
He needs hit, man.
I think he does too.
It ain't gonna be by me though.
Yeah, it won't be by me either. I am a solid 300 pounds. There's no way I'm getting to 205.
I mean, I'm 240. I don't know.
You're closer than we are.
I would. No, Adam's not over 240.
Thanks, buddy.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Well, he's very muscular.
That's true. Well, I assumed
Yeah,
there was a lot
as
of
you
bone
saw in that
density.
TikTok last week.
My man's head is built like a great white shark.
Yeah,
Like,
can
he don't
knock-
play.
He can knock shit out with that
He
shit.
can't. Oh, head. Wait, you can't head.
My
box.
hat is
Wait,
like-
is this boxing?
My hat is like a shark's fin.
It's boxing only.
Deepest bluest.
Deepest bluest.
Yo, so who was that? Samuel L. Jackson.
No, LL Cool J.
Oh,
Cool J.
He's like,
Deepest
he ate
bluest.
me.
A shark fucking ate me.
So moving on to option number 2 then. How about Butterbean, the historic large white man?
Yeah,
who
we
took
all know
on-
Butterbean.
Yeah. He decided to fight everybody. Even in WWE, he fought in the what do they call that crap that Vince Russo wrote?
It was so bad.
Yeah, what
Brawl
a-
for all. Brawl for all.
For all. He even fought in that one where he just absolutely destroyed everybody. Could you survive 3 rounds of Butterbean, Dennis?
Yeah, I think I could. You know, I would have to condition. Get my cardio up, but I lift like fucking heavy shit. I mean, he is. I know at a certain size, like he's just absorbing stuff. But you said survive 3
He's like
rounds.
King Hippo on.
So survive 3 rounds. So it doesn't mean I have to. I'm not trying to knock him out. I'm surviving.
yeah,
I need a very important clarification.
sure.
Now or in his prime?
In his prime.
Okay.
Ooh.
Good, Dennis.
In his prime.
Now I could.
Now anybody could.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't think he
tough.
could catch me.
He has no knees.
He looks like.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, Go ahead.
I was gonna say Butterbean is like
Yeah.
a hippo cosplaying as a human.
Feed him a watermelon and see what happens.
No, don't get me wrong. Hippos are the strongest, most aggressive creatures on the
They
planet.
kill the most humans.
They snap crocodiles in half. They kill lions. Like you can't beat them.
As a fat man watching the videos online where the guy tosses like heads of lettuce and full watermelons and like that to the hip, and then he just like
Smashes it.
just one bite. I'm like, that's a trash
So,
compactor.
and
Back of his
Butterbean's-
head looks like uncut deli meat.
God.
Like, put it in the shaver. Like, give me a turkey sandwich.
Yeah. I would like that chip chopped Isleys right now.
Also known as WAP.
Yeah, also knows why.
What was Butterbean weighing at in his prime?
Fat.
Like, are we talking 400?
No.
He's
Four
big.
bills?
No,
he's
he's
up
like
with
3-ish,
yeah.
probably in his
There's no,
prime.
I
He's at
think I
4
could.
now.
We just got to outmaneuver him,
Okay.
right?
He had some agility for a big man.
I
back
will
in the
say
day.
that. Like, he shouldn't have physically been
don't-
able to move that good.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how joints work, but
Did you ever watch him knock out Johnny Knoxville?
I think eventually he would
But I
walk
think-
me down, and it only takes one punch. So
I think my height would help me. Like, he can't
Yeah.
reach my. What was he, like 5'6"?
No, he was a little taller than that.
5'8"?
He was approaching like 5'10".
he's probably my tall.
5'10"?
He was approaching.
I'm still a solid 7 inches
Oh,
taller.
I know that. You're tall
I'm getting
as
on the
fuck.
Google machine.
Yeah. My producer here is going to go on the Google machine and find. I don't know. Honestly, I think if you get caught,
I don't
by
think it
him-
matters. I think you're getting caught and knocked.
Yeah.
No, don't. Well, look at
only
Thor
gonna take
and
one
Eddie
punch.
Hall.
He is
Thor
5.
and Eddie Hall.
He is 5'11".
See, there I said approaching 5'10". So
But
when
that's also the difference between Thor and Eddie Hall.
true, yeah. But
You know,
all I'm saying is though, I feel like
I'm not comparing myself to Thor by any means.
I was
he's
letting
a
you
beast
do
of
it.
one of the
I was
strongest humans,
letting you do
but
it.
respectively, right? Like
Well,
they
yeah,
were
of
both
course.
some of the strongest humans on the face of the planet. Like Eddie Hall's like deadlift, breaking records.
Yeah.
I was a big fan, or I am a big fan of Eddie Hall. I should
can
say.
tell.
You know, Thor was too much of a big baby for me. Fucking too many yes men, complaining too much, always an excuse. I was really disappointed when Eddie lost. I know that's kind of gearing away from Butterbean, but really disappointed when Eddie lost. But he took it on the chin and he, just said the better man won.
Yeah.
I'm
I think-
excited to see the next fight.
I think you'd take it on the chin against Butterbean
Yeah.
as well.
you said survive 3 rounds. I'm
Survive.
not.
Yeah.
I just have
Not
to
win.
outmove him.
Yeah. But he only got to catch you once. He was also 400 pounds. In his
I knew
prime.
it. I
King
knew it.
Hippo.
4 bills.
King
yeah.
Hippo, man.
So 5'11",
Dude,
400
if I
pounder.
can't outmaneuver a
That's a lot
400
taller.
pound
That's
man,
that's a bigger stride than you think. It's in a boxing ring though. They're not huge.
Yeah, they look bigger on TV.
You're not just like running away and
Yeah.
you're gonna have to
hey,
circle.
man, you know, but we
He's
also
got
get
skills. He
training
can-
time,
he's-
right?
he's
Like,
gonna
we
walk
also
you-
get training time.
He's gonna walk you into a corner.
Yeah. And then he's going to go full First Sip Studio on you and put you on the porn side of it.
Oh, casting couch
He's going to fuck you.
He's
Yeah.
gonna put a white fist in you.
of justice.
Oh, white face of justice. So then,
That doesn't sound good.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. How about Tough Enough Boxing? If you don't know what Tough Enough Boxing is, it's like dudes like that look like us.
Is that Barstool? What Barstool's doing?
Yeah, and Bill Burr is usually the color commentary
yeah.
guy on it. It's guys that like
I love
us.
Bill Burr.
We call somebody out that's of equivalent size, and then we go actually have a boxing match with them. So, and I say that to say you're at your current weight. You call somebody out. I want to know first and foremost, who do you call out? Why do you call them out? And are you looking for the challenge, the money, or are you just having a lawful way to smack the shit out of that person?
It depends on who I call out, right?
It's all on you, man.
But again, like height plays a role into this. Being
Correct.
6'5", only less than 1% of the population 6'5".
it's true.
So I don't know, like, what's the variance? Am I finding someone my exact height? Am I finding?
your
Your
weight.
choice.
Your weight.
Your weight.
Oh! I thought
Yeah.
you said size, so I didn't know
I'm
height
sorry,
and weight. Okay.
Not your height, your weight.
Oh, weight wise,
Yeah. What are you coming in at right now?
240.
240. That's dude. You got some prime contenders.
I know.
At 240,
And I'm not like trained for like that,
which is
kinda.
awesome. That's the fights I like to watch the most and Tough Enough. The ones that just like kind of like throw the overhead.
Oh,
haymaker.
I wouldn't do haymakers.
The
I'm at
compu-
least
the
trained a
computer
little bit
analysts
better.
are like,
per-
oh my god,
the purse swinging.
yeah.
So 240
Yeah.
it's either they're fucking beefcakes
True.
or they're just chubbies.
Yep.
Like those are the only people I'm
so
going
I'd pick a chubby, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
You have to pick somebody you know.
You gotta
to
pick
call out.
somebody.
Man.
And why?
Who you taking? And why is it Adam from Hop Nation?
No.
No, he ain't 240.
No, he's not
He'll
240.
bulk up.
Steve. Big Steve.
He'll
But
bulk
that's
up.
too much of a challenge. I'm not like Steve
Steve-
is a fucking
Steve
mountain.
might abandon
would-
the gloves and suplex you.
Steve would just mount,
No,
pound
he'll-
you into the ground like a Looney
Steve
Tune
will follow the
cartoon.
rules. Like he's a respectable
That's
gentleman.
true. That's true.
They'd crush
But
him.
we're buddies, man. We would probably get wrecked before the fight and
That'd be
then go
awesome.
at it. Honestly, because I've taken shots of fireball with that man off of ice sculptures. So like we
Yeah,
fucking
you need-
we get dirty.
Do you need to see how I'm gonna do this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
You want to know how you call somebody out?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh beer douche, Michael Moore. I'm calling you
Shit.
out,
I love
and
that
I can
guy.
beat you, and it's for TikTok bragging rights
TikTok bagging.
because I'm way better.
No, Michael Moore. I feel like
I got
he
my
has a,
cameraman right here.
Oh
he's
no!
gonna
First
corner
Sip
me?
Studios would show up. We'll get multiple
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
pans.
That's definitely mine.
Who better?
Nobody.
I don't know, man. Big Daddy douche.
I'll knock the mustache off his face.
No, I love both of you guys. I
no longer want to answer the question. I only want to promote the fight between Adam and Douche.
I will pay.
I want to do
for-
it on a Monday too, so he's stuck at Monday's Brewing for the rest of his life, Groundhog Day style. I'm going to hit him so hard.
You're
This
gonna
dude
knock
is
him out so hard as
vicious.
he keep waking
You might as well
up.
just call him Bill Monday at this point.
I will sponsor the EMTs.
You're gonna. Have
I will
to.
pay for off-duty EMTs to
They
be
are
there.
gonna need help. They are gonna need help financially for this one.
Honestly, man,
Easy throw down.
Dude, Mike's gonna come at you like a spider monkey.
I'd take him.
I'm just saying.
dude, I'm not a fighter. Well, I will fucking like wreck someone's
Who?
shit if
Yeah.
I have to, but
Who,
I
though?
don't really think that way.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I heard Bobby Nacho. That's what I heard.
I
him
love
say.
that guy. I fucking love Bobby Nacho. And honestly, he has fucking dad strength.
He does.
So I'm not fucking around with
You ever-
someone
you
who
ever, like-
raised like a fucking mini army.
You ever shake his hand? It just comes across like I'm gonna break all the bones in your hand.
How about,
No,
you do, how about you do something
He has
for the-
some hefty dick beaters.
How about you do something-
for
how
sure?
about-
Those
I
are
got
some
it.
dick beaters.
I got it. How about you do something for the great of the world?
I like it.
You come in Captain American style, knock the shit out of Putin.
Ah, there
Putin?
you go. Yeah, take him.
Putin's pretty
Vladimir
ready.
Putin. I think
But
he's probably
honestly,
240.
what about like
He's a black
fucking
belt
who's
judo,
that
though.
fucking
Yeah,
like
sure he is.
Jake
He didn't pay for that.
Jake or Logan Paul?
You
I
think-
will fucking I hate them.
I think you're in a Logan
Well,
Paul weight.
hold on.
Yeah.
No, I hate the brother, not the podcast one. Is that Logan's the podcast one?
Logan, yeah, he does impulsive.
I don't necessarily. I don't hate. I don't know.
You want Jake Paul?
Yeah, Jake Paul. His brother's
think-
constantly fucking up, saying shit he shouldn't say.
You want
and
him.
I will do it. I will fucking fight
I think
him.
I think Dennis can fight them both at the same time and win.
I think so.
No,
too.
I know.
I believe in you. I believe in you.
What do we
I don't
got
wa-
next?
Yeah.
I
all
We
right.
go.
believe
We
you.
challenge them for you, Dennis.
Yeah.
But again, we're talking like, could we? Is it the conditioning part? Is that unlimited? 6 months, a year, 4 months? What
I'll
are we
fight Mike
talking?
Moore tomorrow.
Jesus, I love Mike Moore.
Maybe I give 6 months.
6 months?
That's a good fight camp, I think. 6 months. You get enough
6 months.
tape time.
I just have to really work on, obviously, technique. I have zero technique, right? Like
Yeah,
for
you-
boxing.
but you don't need any.
But I just need conditioning. I need cardio. All I do now is just lift fucking heavy shit and put it
you,
down.
You picked a boxer. I picked a beer slinger. Mike Moore.
Yeah, but I love a lot of the beer folks that I know. I
I do
99% of them.
But there's
I love
one
them.
I don't.
There's no way you hate the beer douche.
Mike
The beer
Moore.
douche is one of the greatest people on the face of this planet.
Coming for you.
So quick story.
What
about
you
Mike
gonna
Moore,
do, brother?
Since
Yeah.
it's all tying in.
Yeah.
Cut it out if you want.
No.
So I think one of the nights I was hitting you up, Bash Brew, to come hang out. I ended
Yeah.
up at like two different breweries, then a pub. Then Mike Moore showed up. Then me and Mike Moore went out on the town. We went out to a lot of, a couple different bars. And then Dennis got pretty intoxicated.
And rode
but
home
we
with-
were in.
I already know where this is.
Oh, okay. So we were, a couple blocks away from Mike Moore's house. So he's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, man, we'll just walk back to the beer douche's lair." So we walked back. We had another
His
beer.
lair.
His lair. I could not get an Uber home.
the douche
no
emporium.
matter what. I
Dennis
did.
is always shocked when he can't get an Uber home at 4 a.m.
Don't tell my wife. Like, I know it's going to happen.
Sorry, Sammy.
Like, so she told me, "You're hanging out with both of the boys tonight, so make sure you can get an Uber home." I was like, "Yeah, I'll try." There's
I'll
probably
try
not gonna be a
that.
way. Anyways, so we're at the douche lair, right? And all of a sudden it starts hitting me, "Bro, you are fucking wrecked."
Yeah.
Start getting Uber home. Like, it takes me like 15
calling
minutes to
me?
figure out how to use my phone. And all these Ubers keep canceling. Like, literally, I had 6 or 7 Ubers on their way, waited 15, 20 minutes, they canceled. So Dennis, drunk brain,
Secret
yo, bro.
time. This is also the 3rd of July.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's hot.
Yeah. Oh,
Fuck
yeah, yeah, yeah.
outside.
Well, there's also no Ubers. They're celebrating America's birthday.
It's over.
Yep. So then, drunk Dennis brain, let's order a pizza.
Smart.
Ordered a pizza.
Yeah.
You might think, to eat to sober up, not my play.
You just want to eat.
Delivery
What?
driver gets there. I'm like, "Bro, $40, take me home." Beer douche gets a pizza. Delivery driver, like, that's probably going to be most of his tips all night.
That's the whole thing.
So he was like, he could
it's
barely
2
speak
a.m. already.
English.
Yeah.
So he could have been like, "Yeah, you probably have really great organs."
Yeah.
Jokes on him. They're terrible.
Yeah. I mean, you've been killing them for years.
So we started driving back to my place. I pull it up. Actually, I knew I had to wake up early and edit, so I was like, "Take me back to the studio."
Yeah, yeah.
So we're on the way back to First Sip Studios, and he's like, "Hey, no one picked up this pizza. Did you want it?" Fucking devoured that pizza on the way back.
That sounds like ultimate victory.
So that's the pro move for everyone out there listening. If Ubers and Lyfts are canceling, order a pizza. Now you have a pizza, and trust me, it's going to cost you more, like $40,
Yeah.
$50, but they will take you where you want to go.
Do you know what a DUI costs?
But
Yeah,
But
way more than
$40.
that.
and you might end up with bonus pizza.
Yeah,
Bonus
bonus
pizza.
pizza.
But
Not to
more
be
of a
confused-
reason for me to come after you, Mike Moore. You didn't drive my boy home. You didn't take care of him. And I don't appreciate that. No, Dennis.
Nope.
No excuses.
We were wrecked.
He should have stayed
His
sober.
mustache was hanging off his face. we had drank a lot.
I'm at my family's house in Washington County
Yeah.
celebrating my 5-year-old niece's birthday. This boy starts blowing me up at 10:30.
true.
Hey, you coming out? I'm like, I'm in Washington County right now.
I
He's
get
like,
real
well, I'm at
annoyed.
Intergroove. You can make it. And then and then he's like, "Oh, well, now we moved to Two Phrase. We're closer." I'm like, "No, you're not. You have no idea what the geography of Pennsylvania is."
No. I was still at. So, fun fact: I had bought this motherfucker
Yeah.
when he said I'm on my way, but they were about to close. But
Yeah.
they still let industry people
But
stay
he, but
a couple
he was
hours
gonna,
after.
he was
Right?
gonna make them stay open until 2 a.m.
No, I was gonna pay them, and they were okay with it.
Well, yeah, they're gonna.
But-
They're money.
Yeah, 'cause
But
yeah,
the point I'm
'cause beer
making,
is
I
closed
had
at
to
10.
buy all the beers that we would have drank within the next hour and a half, right? So
See, the
I had
front of it.
prepaid
Ooh.
for like 14 beers.
Okay.
So when he was like, "Nah, man, I ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna pick up the love of my life, my wife." Or
No, I was celebrating my niece's birthday.
So till this day, right now, I have like 7 beers
Yeah.
worth of little tokens
She only
in my
turns.
wallet.
She only turns 5 once, and now we know where we're going after the podcast
Yeah.
tonight. There we go.
Thanks,
Take
man.
care of it.
Hey,
Sure.
We could do it.
Who am I fighting next,
Hey,
Matt?
I
I'm
have the
getting
first
angry.
9 rounds.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got it on.
I'm getting angry. All this beer douche talk. I want to fight something.
So the last one here before we move on to one of Adam's favorite segments
punch a
is
wall.
you are at your collegiate best.
Oh, I was hot.
You know you can hold your own at least a little bit, but you're drunk at a Denny's and the whole place breaks out in a fight. How do you fare? What the fuck is up, Denny's? How do you handle a Denny's late night brawl?
I have one qualifying question.
Okay.
Do I have health insurance?
You're in college.
You're in college, so no.
No. You could be under your parents' health insurance until you're 25.
Not when we were in
Can
college.
you go back to college and remember?
My parents were always we were always
Yeah.
poor, so we did have health insurance.
Yeah, so did I. I was on chip.
Yeah. Chip. That probably would happen with our teeth too that night.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
Are we getting points for how many people we take down?
No, do you walk out of Denny's intact?
Oh, without doubt.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
do yourself.
Without doubt. Think about the people that are at Denny's at that time of night.
Right.
Wait, are we all drunk or just us?
Well,
It's
probably
Denny's that time of night. Everybody's
Everyone's
drunk.
drunk.
Yeah,
That's true.
Everyone's ordering, moons over my hammy. Everyone's ordering.
The people I'm fighting, could
Yeah.
you qualify with they are picking on children?
No,
Do you need
there's
extra
no,
support here?
there's no-
No. I need a reason to wreck somebody.
They're drunk
They're
assholes.
just, they're just think like a Brogan from like the UK, like just tapping heads and like trying to pick on people.
Man,
Yeah,
you're
done,
not good
done.
at just fighting people for the hell of it.
No,
Yeah,
I don't like that.
You should have went to school in Green County.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
really good at this.
I'm motherfucking Grand Slam breakfasting every fucking person in there. Until I get out with just a couple sausage links and a plate of bacon. Like,
flipping
that's all I'm
tables.
caring about.
I
Yeah.
stand
Yeah.
for justice.
I'm scrambling eggs.
So I was actually in a fight in a Denny's after a show when I was
there.
Well, yeah, dude, it was huge, man. Like we
Your
started.
cousin was shitting himself,
Yeah.
literally in the bathroom.
He drank a case of.
Oh, at least in the bathroom.
he
Like-
drank
he
a case
made
of
it.
Rippets,
Barely.
and he was in.
Oh no!
He was just shitting his pants.
Is this college days or?
Yeah.
College days, and I was playing in a pop punk
Yeah.
band, and we were like, as one would do.
Yeah.
And we got we.
That's
one of
why
the-
your hair still is magnificent as it is.
Oh no! Actually, his hair looked way shittier back then.
It really did.
He had like a
yeah.
big fro.
I did. It
He was-
just
he was-
grew- it
I
grew-
told you, you're a black man inside of a white man.
He was
like
rocking,
controlling him.
He was
Men
rocking
in
more
black,
of a
black and men.
yeah. black and men.
He was rocking more of a Coheed and Cambria look back.
I really was. I look like
I-
Claudio
I'm not
Sanchez.
hating on that.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on that.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty good, but it broke out pretty quickly. Where there were, I want to say, about 20 people really going after it. And it was because of our band and another band. And it
Honestly, as the
swirled
Denny's
up.
crew's breaking up the fight, I'm in the kitchen. I'm making food.
Oh, and somebody did. Somebody went
Yeah.
in the back and they were like, "I'm making
I'm making hash
overnight."
browns.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They started making a plate of food.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to scare anybody at a Denny's, but when I go to a Denny's, I carry a brick with me. So if I got to brick you, I'll brick you.
And my man,
Catching a
he got
brick.
the brick route outside
Yeah.
Denny's. Some
Yeah.
brick Denny's.
That goes for Waffle Houses too.
Well, Waffle House is a given. You have
Waffle
to
House.
I got a brick and a bat.
If you bring a
for
brick into a
House.
Waffle House, you're severely underarmed.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna
without
say,
doubt.
yeah.
But I've honestly never seen anything crazy going on at Waffle House.
I've only got-
because it's
I got hit
respectful.
with a
Because
bottle
the
catcher.
crew at a Waffle House, they don't fucking play. Like the chef will be out there punching you in your
You've
face.
never seen a fight at a Waffle House?
I would say, like, from a percentage standpoint, like
Yeah.
the crew at a Waffle House can
Yeah.
hold their own.
Oh,
I'm not
sure.
worried about the crew.
The chef will
They-
just put his cigarette out in his eyeball and be like, "What you doing?"
They still make food while the customers are fighting.
Yeah.
That's the
That
best
level will
part.
not give
Hey.
a fuck.
You've seen the T-shirt, smothered and covered, don't stop.
Like,
Yo, you know what they did? They reached into their pockets. They're like, I swear I had a fuck in here. I guess I don't.
and
I can't
if-
give you. I
oh,
can't
and
give
wait.
a fuck.
Oh, and wait. Are you saying those T-shirts don't exist?
they do
Came with
now.
the boys.
Yeah. Check out a red bubble.
Get that? Can we get that Waffle House font?
Y'all smother and cover, don't quit. Yeah, for sure. So we are moving into a segment that Adam claims to love so much.
It's my
but
favorite.
he gets real personal with it, which is great. It's my
Our
favorite.
boys from Casting Views send us a question every week. And I
Wait,
like
are
it.
those the ones you always call fannies?
Well, yeah. No, they call me their biggest fanny.
They've never called you that.
Oh.
Well,
They've never done this.
Well, I am.
he
I am
also probably needs to see a doctor.
I am
starting a war. He's starting a war with Britain.
I am a fan.
And you're starting a war with
Oh,
Britain.
Turnabout is fair play. We won the first one. We'll win
Yeah,
the
I
second.
mean,
We won a couple of them, really.
Yeah.
But like, you're starting a war with Britain, and these are the two Brits that
Yeah.
are the nicest ones.
I do enjoy
I do.
the podcast. In all fairness.
And
But let's
I'm
see
a
what they
big
sent us
fan
this
of
week.
Britain because I mean we kind
Yeah.
of won a little bit.
But I will say this though, Dan wants a piece of you.
Did Dan send me a question?
No, Dan sent you no question. He just sent you a
Dan-
message
Dan should
What,
send me.
what was the message?
through me. He called you a wanker.
Oh, I know what that means.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
a fuck?
What?
What's a wanker?
Oh, a wanker.
Like,
Like
an
like a
asshole.
jag-off.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of thing, like a brogan.
Yeah.
No, I actually do like British people.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They're really nice. Their
usually
accent's
pretty cool.
fun.
Block
The
party's
only
sick.
thing they really need to work on is like
They're
their
fucking-
dental, like their teeth.
That's
are
a
fucked.
misconception.
Is it?
It's come a long way now. Their
Yeah.
food still sucks though.
Maybe I'm basing it on like '80s cartoons,
Yeah, you're and
like
Austin,
Nigel Thornberry
and Austin Powers.
for sure.
Yeah,
Without
well,
that was one of the documentaries I watched.
It's not a fucking documentary.
Yeah,
Did Dennis just say
baby.
Mr. Bean was a British documentary?
No, you just did, and coupled it with Austin Powers. So what?
Yeah. But overall, I do like
Yeah.
Britain. It's on my list to go visit.
Absolutely.
I heard, a lot of things are really, the
Well,
pop
that's-
culture is really great. A lot of things are really, the people are really nice. The only thing that isn't amazing, and
Yeah.
I've heard this from multiple people,
Right.
like the food's not the best.
Which is under siege.
You know.
we live in America.
Can
We
you,
Yeah,
live
that
in
is
very
true.
siege.
can you send him back an insult that
Sure.
I learned from Sir William Regal?
Okay.
He's a bellend.
I'll let him know.
Yeah.
I'll let
Wow.
him know.
But I need to watch your podcast, so like give
He's
him a
a-
shout. Like
They're
what
wonderful.
podcast?
Casting
He's a
views.
Casting
bellend, and
views.
I would have maybe picked him over Michael Moore if I didn't. I can't afford the plane ticket.
Well, you also
Nobody
don't
can.
know his weight class or anything, right?
No,
Or
I
have you
don't.
seen
I
photos,
think
or-
he's definitely in a lower weight class than I am. So.
I think he is, and also too, he's so sweet.
He is a very nice guy.
He's very nice.
but he's a bellend.
I don't know what that means.
It's a tip of your dick.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, a bell
Oh,
end.
I-
It looks the tip of your dick. Looks like a
Bellend.
bell.
I thought
I
he
don't
was
know.
saying
William
bellow.
Regal.
Bellend.
William Regal says it all the time. So I just.
I actually Ali G is where I heard it.
Ali G.
You
My man's
motherfucking
classy.
bell end.
makes
That's
sense.
what that's why I hear that shit. So if you could live an infinite amount of lives, no less than that, would you do it?
Do what?
Live an infinite amount of lives.
I thought there was like another
No.
thing.
It's good he owns his own business because he does not interview well.
No, I think
Excluding the first half of this podcast,
Which is
he did
wonderful.
fine, yeah.
I think differently. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So would you live forever if you could?
Infinite
be
amount of
immortal?
lives?
Yeah.
Only if my wife can do it with me.
Sweet answer.
That is a
Honestly,
sweet answer.
Yeah.
I don't want to live more lives if I can't. And you can argue that you would find your soulmate,
Of
and it would be
course.
the same person life after life, and that would be like amazing.
Holy
But that's the
Holy
only
shit.
way that
Really
I'm doing it.
introspective.
Holy shit! You should have me and Dennis on every time because we're just two sides of the same coin.
Here comes the contrarian answer.
Because I'm hitting IDDQD and I'm living forever, bitches. I don't care. I'm sick of vampires always bitching about being immortal. Like, I'm going to fucking do it. Oh, my family died 100 fucking... Make a new one. Next
Meh.
question.
Yeah.
IDDQD, God mode, forever, bitch.
I don't know. Just
That's doom for all you millennials.
Yeah.
IDDQD, baby.
just couldn't do it without Sammy.
I don't blame you. Yeah. That's way
But we will both, if we have infinite lives, we'll both take multiple lovers.
smart idea.
I want to see what asses are going to do in future centuries. That's what
Because I wouldn't put her through this torment life after life. So like
Just
we're gonna
you.
like
It's like branch off. It's Tuesday. Adam, you can go first on this one. What is your favorite John Carpenter movie?
I don't.
it's a cop. His remake of The Thing.
Yeah.
It was in my top 3 horror movies.
Right.
So sorry for whoever asked it.
The Thing. Yeah.
It's easy for me, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give me a couple options?
Adam.
I'm just not good at like knowing actors or producers.
John
or,
Carpenter is
like,
as a horror director.
Yeah.
He's pretty
Well,
historic in the
Halloween, Escape from Los Angeles,
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York.
Vampires. What the Thing? Of course.
Probably The Thing, then.
The Satan one he did. I can't remember the name of that for some reason.
Who did Hellraiser?
Oh, that was
Not
Clive
John
Barker.
I loved Hellraiser.
Yeah, that was Clive Barker. That was amazing.
Yeah,
I do love
enjoyed
Clive
that
Barker.
First one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first one for pretty much everything.
1 and 2 were amazing.
Yeah.
Then after that, it all jumped.
Dude,
the
that
chart.
shit just fucking. But as a kid, like
fucks
that
you
stuff,
up.
it's like
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah.
No, that's the first thing I watched. I was like, yo, white people crazy.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, he's also a Frenchman. Like that had no like reservations whatsoever. So he was like Clive Barker's like, I write whatever the hell I want.
Right.
And then someone from America was like, we gotta make this into a movie. He's like, as long as we have hooks and BDSM
Needles.
and definitely some dude.
It was Prince of Darkness, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much, Prince. Of
I
Darkness.
think it's probably the thing for me. I mean, I have seen
Yeah.
Prince of Darkness.
Prince of Darkness, Assault on Precinct 13. I really liked.
that's up there for me. But I love Escape from New York. That's my favorite one. I really enjoy that movie a lot. Cause I like Russell.
Vampires was good too. I mean, he didn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't have. I mean, that's not true. He does have some stinkers.
Oh,
But
everybody
Yeah.
does.
I don't even.
Well,
really remember.
especially in comparison, right?
Oh,
to their
yeah.
best work.
He had
you know.
bangers, and then he has a couple.
Like the thing is iconic.
amazing. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But in that same vein, like for me, Pet Cemetery, like that was. I know it's on him,
Stephen
right?
King, right? Yeah,
But that was one of the
amazing.
things that scared the fuck out
It's
of
one
me
of my
as a
favorite-
kid.
Absolutely.
It's one of my
Like,
favorite movies from my
bro,
childhood.
because it's like your best friend. My best friend right now
One
on
and-
4 legs. I have to preface it with that because Sammy's like, I'm your best friend. I'm like, you are.
Yeah,
So Porter,
but-
my puppy,
Yeah.
my little dog, is my best friend on 4 legs.
Yeah.
If she came back and she was all creepy and scary, I would just kill me.
Hey, if you live forever, you can have a bunch of best friends.
Yeah, have a bunch of porters.
I'll
Oh
replace
no,
Matt.
Okay, she would have to live forever.
I'll
too.
replace Matt. I'll replace.
You're telling me you're okay with just watching Tucky die?
Well,
I
I don't want to get dark about it, but
Oops.
I don't want to burst everybody's bubble. But regardless if I live forever or not, I'm gonna have to watch Tucky die.
Like that's tough.
That's true.
It's
And that's the saddest thing.
lifespans. Yeah.
That's
Well,
the saddest thing
yeah.
about pets. They're just here for bookmarks, just chapters in our life.
Oh, really hard.
But they're
bookmarks.
always there for you.
to the point where you
Like,
might get them tattooed on your arm
True.
Yeah. Yeah, Joji.
or stick them on your wall. What's the next question?
The last
That was
one here
easy.
we
Yeah,
have.
that one I was getting sad.
We have when is it reasonable to have a fall beer because they start coming out in August. So when do you feel that it's the most appropriate time to start drinking fall beers?
Who first?
Whoever wants to go first.
You want me to go?
I could say my Dennis answer. What I think Dennis
Yeah.
is going to say, and then say my answer.
Answer for each other. What do you think Dennis is going to
Oh,
say?
Dennis would say, anytime you feel like drinking a beer is an appropriate time to have that beer.
That is true, but put some bass in your voice, son, when you trying to
Say it with your chest.
Sorry.
say it with your chest sticking out.
You know what?
fucking
I
more
respect
normal.
everybody, and whenever you want to have that beer, drink that beer.
That's
I
not
mean,
bad.
he is right.
Is that what
He
you
is
were going
right.
to say?
Yeah.
Is that what you would
So,
say?
yeah.
What would I say?
No.
Well,
What Adam would say.
Yeah.
Is every beer actually fucking has its own time of the year. So stick true to that and the ingredients and everything that you find that naturally grows during that time of the year, fuckers.
Perfect.
It's pretty close.
That's spot the fuck
do you want,
on.
Do you want my actual answer?
Yeah.
It's called fall beer, so drink it in fall, you fucker.
I was pretty good.
You had more exposition in your answer than he
Yeah,
did. That's
'cause
abbreviated response.
My
That's all that
idea
really was.
for Adam, knowing how much he knows about beer,
Yeah, he's like,
is
"Fucking do it.
all
It's
the
supposed to
ingredients like come out. They're the freshest
Yeah.
during certain times, so that's when you fucking use them, and that's when you drink them.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we are going to move on to what's on tap and where can you find us. Before we let Adam just get it all out there, Dennis, where can everybody find all your stuff one more time?
Oh, absolutely. So, the best place to go see First Sip Brewbox and First Sip Studios is at firstsipstudios.com. That would show you the path of where you can go brew boxes, or if you're a business and you want to do more video production work, maybe have us come in and teach your staff, that kind of stuff. It will map it all out there. And on social media, you can find us at First Sip Studios and at First Sip Brewbox.
Wonderful.
Across all the platforms, even TikTok. See mostly Porter on TikTok, like lounging around, having fun. But
Not a bad thing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Adam, what is on tap and where can you find us?
Right now, please come get your bottles for a $10 donation for the 22-ounce Make Peace Not War Cream Ale. Flying off the shelves, we have 1 keg left. We'll see. Like I don't know when donations are being made around here, but this might be it for the year. I don't know, or maybe we'll ramp it back up. I don't know. I still have labels, so I could pick it back up at any time, I guess.
Schwabels.
But other than that, we kicked everything we took to School Kill.
Wonderful.
So that's out of sight.
Good.
And we are taking Jojitorium, the newest version of Jojitorium, and a yet to be named collab to the Barrel and Flow Fest. The collab though has lemon balm herbal tea,
God damn.
matcha tea, a little bit of agave, and a little bit of juiced apple.
Jesus.
All in a wheat beer, coming
good.
in at a nice crisp 4.3%.
Killing it.
So it'll be good for this hot August day we got coming next week. It's supposed to be nice weather. So come see us at Barrel and Flow.
And if you don't,
The
you're
Saturday,
racist.
the Saturday after you're listening to this, and then August 26th, I want to say,
Yeah.
North Hills Brew Fest. I think we've already said we're taking Retired Double Agent. We're bringing that back out, and South of Heffen, our hoppy Hefeweizen, will be featured there.
Nice.
And then October 8th, Bring Up a Cure, where we'll be doing Shat-Faced Pumpkin Roll Stout and our yet to be named English Special Bitter.
I'm so anticipating that. It's
And
gonna
I
be
really
fantastic.
enjoyed my Friday off of brewing. I did keg today though for
Yeah.
Barrel and Flow, so
So you're
And you
ne-
did
didn't
mention
take the whole day.
never
off.
off.
you did mention North Hills Beer Fest, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Sweet.
Absolutely. And if you know what's going on, I'm down here in the Brew Lab. It's at Bash_Brew on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, sometimes on Twitter. And don't forget to follow him on Untapped. If you want to go on with the boys down here in the Jojitorium, we are at DWTB on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget about our email, decayandwtb@gmail.com. We have a Redbubble where dad hats are always $19.52. Do not forget about Make Peace Not War. Your $10 donation goes directly to the Ukraine. Don't forget to follow all of our friends here from Lucky 13s, Newsly, and everybody else we featured here today. And don't forget about First Sip Brew Box because they will be out there to bring you the best beer gear on the planet.
Skirt.
So, from the Jojitorium, where we are celebrating with our wonderful friend Dennis, until next time, wherever you are listening to this episode, cheers.
One take fucking Tommy right here. I'll do it right now.
Christ.
I'll do it right fucking now. For all your First Sip Brew Box needs, go
First Sip
to
Studios. First Sip Studios.
for First Sip Studios.
First Sip Studios specifically.
For all your marketing needs, or if you need your city put on the fucking map, firstsipstudios.com. Cut it. Print it.